Good day, and thanks for joining us on Midweek News Africa. I am Kafayat Ibrahim. Ebola outbreak may enter third year after new cases in Guinea. EFCC grieves Akpabio over alleged 108 billion naira dirty deal. I will not resign if you fail to defeat Boko Haram, Buhari. Alleged false declaration of assets. We have enough evidence against Saraki, federal government. Fela Kuti nephew jailed over Boko Haram arms case. Ignore petitions, white paper against me, Amechi writes Saraki. Fayose arrest road safety official for traffic offense. Polio, federal government targets 32 million children for immunization. Burkina Faso keep leader charged with crimes against humanity. African slowdown should not stop infrastructure plans, World Bank. Croatia diverts migrants to Slovenia after hungry border closure. North Korea rejects more nuclear talks. Demand peace treaty with United States. Now the midweek news. Headlines. Islamic banking panicky for dwindling global economy, Emir of Kano. Saraki appeal government allegedly pressured by Northwest government presidency to delay judgment. Female suicide bomber dies in botched attack on army base. Inflation compound Nigeria's economy woes. Ministerial nomination APC Senate caucus meets. Unite to save Amechi. Anti-corruption PDP complaints can't stop arrest, says APC. Alleged fraud Akpabio's petition seeks Lamode's resignation. Egypt in second day of election without voters. Backlog of migrants soars in the Balkan, temper free. Exclusive NATO nations to keep presence in Afghanistan, official says. Now the news in details. Emir of Kano Malam Muhammad Sanusi II has described Islamic banking as the only panacea for the dwindling global economy, as it will impact positively on many developing countries. Sanusi said Islamic banking was conceived to serve as a force of mediation in circumstances where the need for bridging the deficit of infrastructure was most needed, adding that non-interest capital markets could only flourish with the Islamic banking becoming fully operational. Information has emerged that the presidency, some powerful forces from the Northwest and All Progressive Congress (APC) were behind the unexpected postponement of judgment in the appeal filed by the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, seeking to stop his trial before the Code of Conduct Tribunal, CCT. Newswave Africa was informed by a source shortly after the indefinite adjournment that there was a pressure to delay the judgment at the court appeal, Abuja Division. Nigerian soldiers yesterday shot dead a suspected suicide bomber outside a military base in Maiduguri, Borno State. A civilian vigilante and a military source told newsmen the shooting detonated explosive concealed in a handbag. The target was thought to be the Mai Malari Army Barracks, the main military base in Maiduguri, which had been hit repeatedly in recent months by Boko Haram terrorists. Nigeria's economy may be heading to stagflation going by headline inflation. Gross domestic product (GDP) and unemployed report of National Bureau of Statistics (NBS), as well as feelers from the Central Bank of Nigeria and economic analysts last weekend. Stagflation is an inflationary period accompanied by rising unemployment and declining economic growth rates. All these factors inherent in an economy of stagflation are already within the Nigerian economy as indicated by the various reports. The All Progressive Congress APC caucus in the Senate will meet today to salvage the ministerial nomination of the immediate past governor of Rivers State, Chibuike Amechi, whose nomination by President Muhammadu Buhari has been immersed in controversy in the last 2 weeks. APC senators, African Television Network Newsline, intend to present a united front to ensure that the former governor scales the screening this week, and if need be use their slim majority to outvote senators of the People Democratic Party, PDP, in the event of a division in the Senate. The All Progressive Congress has said that protest and criticism cannot prevent the federal government and the anti-corruption agencies from investigating or inviting suspected corrupt persons to answer to charges. The party also said that the Buhari administration will not micromanage the anti-corruption agencies, adding that it was wrong for the PDP to accuse the APC-led federal government of unleashing the agencies against the opposition. The investigation into allegation of fraud allegedly committed by the Senate minority leader, Godswill Akpabio, during his tenure as governor of Akwa Ibom State between 2003 and 2011, has been questioned with a call for the sack of the chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Lamode. An Abuja-based lawyer, Leo Ekpenyong, who petitioned the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on the allegations on Monday, addressed a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari asking that Lamode be relieved of his duty for lack of transparency. Egypt Prime Minister Sharif Ismail said on Monday that turnout during the previous parliamentary election was just 15 to 16%, but should rise now after public sector workers were given half day off to vote. Voters, however, appeared to be shown in the ballot box for a second day on Monday in what one newspaper called an election without voters, highlighting growing disillusionment since the army seized power in 2013 and promised to restore democracy. Sunday and Monday's voting levels were extremely low, in sharp contrast to the long lines of the 2011 to 2012 election. The Balkans struggled with a growing backlog of migrants on Monday after Hungary sealed a southern border and Slovenia tried to impose a limit, leaving thousands stranded on cold, wet borders where tempers frayed. Having declared it to accept only 2,500 per day, Slovenia said 5,000 had arrived from Croatia on Monday, with another 1,200 on their way by train. Croatia is ignoring our pleas, our plans, both Jack Sefic, State Secretary at Slovenia's Interior Ministry, told a news conference, saying the army would be called in to help if such a rate continued. Germany, Turkey and Italy are set to keep their deployment in Afghanistan at current levels, senior NATO officials said on Monday after the U.S. government decided to prolong its 14-year-old military presence there. The Taliban's brief takeover of a provincial capital has raised concern about the strength of Afghan state forces, and both the United States and its NATO allies now say events, rather than timetables, must dictate gradual troop reduction. That will be all for now. But before we go, let's take a recap of the headlines. Ebola outbreak may enter third year after new cases in Guinea. EFCC grieves Akpabio over alleged 108 billion naira dirty deals. I will not resign if you fail to defeat Boko Haram, Buhari. Alleged false declaration of assets. We have enough evidence against Saraki, federal government. Fela Kuti nephew jailed over Boko Haram arms case. Ignore petitions, white paper against me, Amechi writes Saraki. Fayose arrest road safety official for traffic offense. Polio, federal government targets 32 million children for immunization. Burkina Faso coup leader charged with crimes against humanity. African slowdown should not stop infrastructure plans, World Bank. Croatia diverts migrants to Slovenia after Hungary border closure. North Korea rejects more nuclear talks, demand peace treaty with United States. Now the midweek news. Headlines: Islamic banking panicky for dwindling global economy, Emir of Kano. Saraki appeal government allegedly pressured by Northwest government presidency to delay judgment. Female suicide bomber dies in botched attack on army base. Inflation compound Nigeria's economy woes. Ministerial nomination APC Senate caucus meets. Unite to save Amechi. Anti-corruption PDP complaints can't stop arrest, says APC. Alleged fraud Akpabio's petition seeks Lamode's resignation. Egypt in second day of election without voters. Backlog of migrants swells in the Balkan, temper free. Exclusive NATO nations to keep presence in Afghanistan, official says. Thanks for staying tuned. Join us for yet another wonderful edition of the News Brief Africa. Bye for now.